maybe it was taken a little ahead of its time, or maybe coming from a person like Aditya Chopra, kind of led for impressionable minds to build a certain, judgment or a notion around it. I mean, if people don't see it from an impressionable lens, then they will enjoy the film.
Today we have with us Vaani Kapoor, who will be talking to us about the success of her film Chandigarh Kare Aashiqui and the kind of responses that she has got so far. So first of all, thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I want to tell you that my mom saw Chandigarh Kare Aashiqui and said that this is not only great content, but this is your best performance so far.
Sweet offer. Thank her from me.
So I want to ask you that after the release of the film, you must have been on your phone a lot.
Yeah, I mean, in a good way. People have really loved it, and they've been very kind with their responses, and there's been a lot of love and warmth that I'm feeling from everyone. So it's actually a great feeling.
You know, two of my favorite scenes in the film are when after the holy party, you are about to confess your reality to Manu, but they have their moment of intimacy. And my second most favorite scene is when you actually confess your reality to Manu. So I felt that as an actor, you were walking on a very tight rope. Your character is longing for love, but she's also burdened by guilt. So what do you have to say about that?
I think maybe she was aware it's not something she's ashamed of. Her reality is her truth, and she's not ashamed of it. And there's a scene with her father also where she confesses that I'm not ashamed of who I am. It's just very hard to find people to accept the reality and kind of give you that respect that you truly deserve, because people have their own ideas and notions of what's right and what's wrong. So I think it doesn't come from a place of guilt, and it doesn't come from a place of, oh my god, I hid it and now I have to confess it. It's just the timing and the moment, and the kind of there were such intricate moments where she couldn't tell him earlier, but I think it's throughout the film she's been someone who's very dignified, very proud of who she is. I mean, yes, we all deal with our own crippling insecurities, but she doesn't see something's wrong with her. There's a certain past that she had, and she accepts it. It's just about people around her who she cares about, whose validation means a lot to her. So I think what she was looking from world at large, she kind of found in Manu, and be it acceptance or love or acknowledgement, and all of that she found in Manu, and I think it breaks her heart, and it does shake up her belief that people could kind of take it this far, and break off every relation. So I think it's all Gattu who kind of steered it in the very correct way, without, and finding that right balance between being sensitive about it and also being strong at the same time. So I think it's that great unique balance. And as an actor, for me, it was very interesting. These are the moments, and these are the scenes, and these are the things that kind of make you want to kind of be better at your job.
Throughout the film, Manu and his family and a lot of people around you, they look at your character with disdain and disgust. This is such a beautiful irony that you are telling a progressive story, but you are also telling about the thoughts of people that still continue to be regressive. Don't you feel that's very interesting?
It is. It's very interesting. In fact, Manu is somebody who's, like how there are people in the theater sitting and kind of assessing a Maanvi. Manu is literally, like in the first half, especially when you see, he is embodying all those people who have a certain notion and idea of what a trans girl is, or maybe having no idea at all. Manu is literally one of those in the first half. And if the audience connect with him and his idea of what's right and what's wrong, they can probably, then he can help them take through the entire journey, and kind of also enlighten them, as audiences who are sitting and seeing Maanvi through a Manu's lens. So I think it's very interesting, and there's a reason why Manu was shown a certain way in the first half of the film, because it's literally an enactment of, it's a reflection of the society and people, how they truly do behave.
Back in 2016, you said in an interview that you want to crib about how busy you are. You had Bell Bottom last year, you had Chandigarh Kare Aashiqui, and now Shamshera is coming up. Are you close to being cribbing?
Not really. I still want to do a lot more.
When I saw Befikre again, I was drawn into the world of Dharam and Shaira. You know, I personally feel that Aditya Chopra directing this film led to massive expectations. And I feel that nobody would have expected a filmmaker like him to tell the story of two protagonists who are so open to physical intimacy. Do you also feel the same?
Maybe he had a certain, because there was a certain way of a certain tone to his films, and people were very accustomed to that, and he was trying something new, and maybe it felt a little ahead of its time, and maybe people were taking it being too impressionable because of who he is and what the kind of films he's made in the past. So there could be a possibility of that. Generally, I enjoyed my film. Like, I thought it was it just by some people, and a lot of people who I interact with, who I talk to, they always have such lovely things to say about the film. And it was just a fun, happy film, and it was modern. It was taken a little ahead of its time, or maybe coming from a person like Aditya Chopra, kind of led for impressionable minds to build a certain judgment or a notion around it. I mean, if people don't see it from an impressionable lens, then I have a feeling they will enjoy the film.
You know, Hrithik Roshan had such great things to say about your performance and the film. As an actor, do you sometimes feel that these are the kind of validations that matter as importantly as commercial success, box office? Because people keep talking about box office numbers all the time, but this is the kind of validation an actor could aspire for.
I was very, very excited. I was very, very happy when he saw the film, and then he texted, and then he called, and then he spoke to all three of us, me, Gattu, and Ayushman, and he was so sweet and lovely and warm and genuine about his compliments, and I was super excited. So far, I'm not gonna shy away from the fact that it really meant a lot to me coming from him. He's one of my favorite people to work with, and one of the loveliest people I've come across in the industry, and I'm super fond of him. So for me, it was like an even bigger deal, because I look up to him and I respect him and his craft and his work and his, just who he is as a person also. So for me, I was super happy.
I have taken a question from your fan. Her name is Avleen. She says, I celebrated my birthday by taking my friends to Chandigarh Kare Aashiqui and came out loving Vaani Kapoor. She made my day. If she could wish me happy birthday.
Oh, I would love to wish her a very, very happy birthday. I think, Avleen, you've made my day, and this is so special for me as well, that you went and you saw the film and you loved me, and I cannot tell you how amazing it feels when you get genuine compliments from people who truly do love your work and appreciate it, and it's the greatest validation for me. So thank you.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.